Hello, happy Saturday. How we doing? Hi everyone, happy Saturday. Thank you for joining. Just want to have some, let's have a conversation. And I also added the StreamYard link for anyone that would love to join. Please, if you join, confirm you can hear me. Let's just chat, okay? It's just an open conversation we are having around what is happening. I'm no politician. I'm just another lay Cameroonian that is open to having conversations about what is happening in our country, what are our people thinking. And I want to make one thing clear. The goal of this conversation is not to bash anyone. So I want to make it clear that we are just having open conversations. We want to talk about our politics. We want to talk about our upcoming presidential elections. We're going to do a deep dive into each of the candidates, just have open conversations. Hi, Victor. Thank you for joining. How are you? We just want to have open conversations, share your thoughts. If anybody would love to share their thoughts, you want to have an opinion, you want to share your opinion respectfully, please kindly I've added a link to StreamYard. You can join me with your mobile and let's just have a conversation. Thank you. Thank you, Victor. I appreciate it. Thank you. So again, I just want to have honest conversation. Just want us to talk. I want us to again, this is Cameroon we're talking about, right? Our it's Lokontang, it's about us. So we want to hear what people think. We want to have our own conversations. And this is I would definitely love. I just chat GPT'd it. Desmond, hello. I just went to ChatGPT and I told ChatGPT to give me a summary of who are our presidential candidates, what is happening, who is saying what. And yeah, I would love for us to have that conversation. It's a conversation that I've always wanted to have respectfully. Again, this is no means I am not some kind of political activist here to bash anyone. I'm just another citizen of Cameroon sitting here to have a conversation about our upcoming elections, right? And I personally, please, if you join, kindly share the video, please. I appreciate it. And the whole idea here is we want to have honest, respectful conversations, okay? And we know that as Cameroonians, we have our own challenges when it comes to talking about our politics. But I also believe that we can have honest conversations without being without you see for anything. So ideally, I would love for us to just have this conversation, share your thoughts, let me know what you think, and yeah, let's do this together. Hi, the Roy Mama Show. How sweetheart? I tried calling you. Yeah, so again, share your thoughts. Let me know. I have a number. If you cannot join on StreamYard, I can as well add a phone number that you can call. I don't know that it's connected to this, if it's connected to the, but you can also call, or you can, if you look in the chat, you will see that there is a link to StreamYard. If you love to join and share your thoughts, please, you're welcome to do that. Let's have this conversation. Okay, that's my goal. Let me see if I can add the number somewhere here. So if anyone would love to call, you can as well call on WhatsApp. Let me find. Sorry, I am my own producer. Okay, I am the host and I am the producer. So let's do this. How do I get to that? How can I add the number? Media outlets. Okay, looks like I found it. Patience with me. Please be patient with me. I know I can add the number on the screen. I just cannot remember when. Where? Is it a banner? Oh, yeah, right here. So I need to edit it. Hmm. Hide, edit. Then let me add the number. So you can call this number on WhatsApp if you love to share your thoughts, or you can use the StreamYard link that is added on the chat, and also join if you want to join on video. So let me go ahead and add that number. So it is the US number. WhatsApp requires the US code, right? Or add it to the comment section. So it's plus one. Well, so babes. Plus 1 629 9295 plus 1 629 295 for the one. Yes. So that's the number you call if you'd like to. Yes, that's the number. So that's this phone. If you call this number, you'll be able to just give your thought, right? Again, with this coming out today, I would love for us to just let's talk about this. What is happening? What's up? And I know when I woke up and I went on social media, because we all know, right? Most of us Cameroonians will talk about this thing, will make posts on social media. It is the most we can do to go make posts on social media. So when I opened Facebook and I saw like 2 minutes, I saw a post by one of our Cameroonian bloggers, and it said the list has been released. And I think I was one of the first people to comment underneath that. I was like, okay, no, on the 23rd, we were told that this list was, Elecam was going to publish this list in 20 days. So a lot of people are expecting this list to come out sometime next month, right? And interestingly, when I saw that the list was out already, I'm like, okay, is this for real? Who are the people on the list? And the reason I asked that question is because our elections are close. October is when we have the elections, right? And you're wondering how long do these people, how long do the presidential candidates have to campaign? Right? It just beats my imagination that we are a few months, maybe 2 months to our elections, the presidential elections, and 2 days ago we had 81 candidates, 81 candidates who wanted to show up, who wanted to be a part of this, 81 of them. And today we have 13. So 13 people, 13 candidates are sitting in for the elections. Now what is happening? Who are these people? Like, I don't know. Like, I just want to have this conversation. I don't even know what to think. I'm not sure how we are doing this as Cameroonians, but I would love to hear your thoughts. Please put your, how does this make you feel? Right? Just share your thoughts. I love to hear how we think. Most of the times, those of us who live out of Cameroon, even the people that are in the diaspora, you need to hear how opinionated we are about the politics in the countries we live in. And it just makes me wonder what our own opinions when it comes to our own politics, right? And because we know where we come from, we can have these conversations respectfully without getting into trouble, because you know where we come from. If you speak, if some of you speak the way you spoke when, for example, the US elections was taking place, you know that you will not be safe out there. That is a fact. So respectfully, I would love for us to have these conversations. Let me know your thoughts. How is this making you feel? And again, feel free to call the show or just send a request on StreamYard, and I can bring you on video if you like to. You can still come on, but not turn on your video, however you want to. But let's just have a small deep dive. See, I have green regular on. You see green. So I wore my shirt and this, and I'm like, you know what? Let me put a red to it. So I went and I picked my red ring, and and I wore it because yes, regardless of what we do, first things, we are Cameroonians, right? I don't, it begins from there. Wherever it goes from here, the time will come. But for now, officially, Cameroonian. And I think it is my place, it is your place, it is our place to have conversations about our politics. We are a few months months to elections. What are we thinking? These are our candidates. What are your thoughts? Some of these people, it's the first time ever that I'm seeing them. Some of them are repeat candidates. And yeah. Okay. We have a caller. And so let's use this to see if you will be able to hear. Hello, thank you for joining You Can Be Anything podcast.
Hello, am I the first caller? Can I have a prize, please?
Yes, you are the first caller. And if you're listening, please confirm that you can hear.
Yes, I can hear you, ma'am.
Okay. Awesome. Let us know your thoughts. Thank you for calling. What's your thoughts around our presidential candidates?
I think I know I love.
See this joker. You see, look at this joker. Say something, ma'am.
Oh, hi, everybody. Hi, Desmond, darling. Hi, everybody. Good morning. My name is Roy. I'm calling all the way from Florida. I'm a Cameroonian, and anyway, let's be serious. Okay. Listen, the truth about it is this. I'm super excited that you're talking about politics at this time. I speak little on nothing about politics because I don't know that much, unfortunately, which is something that we're supposed to. I think the people in Cameroon knows more about American politics than even the Cameroonian politics that is happening as of now, which is sad. But we don't stop learning. We have to keep listening, and we have to keep finding out questions and see why things are the way it is. I am friends with a couple of people who are into politics in Cameroon. I've been asking so many questions, and yet I haven't even had an opportunity to get answers. Maybe in due time, it's gonna come. I know that gone are those days when there is elections coming up. It's definitely you see candidates out there on the field doing the work, talking to people, fooling us even. We're not fool yourself, telling the people what they would do, what they would do. Maybe start a little bit of some infrastructure work, trying to make sure that things are put in place. But in the country that we're coming from, how things are being unfolded, I think there's a lot of fear. I had the opportunity to talk to a lot of people while I was in Cameroon during my book launch about registering for the elections. Not particularly picking a party, but having them being able to register first before they can decide to make a choice of who to vote for or who not to vote for. But unfortunately, the high level of fear and insecurity has made people pull back a lot. There are a lot of young men and women that I spoke to that did not even know that it was an upcoming election. There are a lot of other people who did not even know where to register and stuff. And again, coming back to fear, a lot of people were like, I don't want to do it for the fear of not being able to leave after this election. So unfortunately, that's a system that we live in now. I was thinking that people put in place security for people to be able to understand that you have the right to register, you have the right to vote. And that is where I think the President Biya is taking lead. Because of the fear, they've psychologically messed up the mind of the people. In what ways? Because of the fear of the fact that people will be saying that, you know what, I'm not going to register for one reason or the other. Look, the man already win election already. No, he hasn't. But you see that fear that they've put in place, the people who are bold enough to go out and register and vote, they'll definitely win. Why? Because they did what they're supposed to do. Now they've mentally messed up the people in a way that they say, you know what, I cannot go out and register and my vote is not going to count anyway. Yes, your vote is not going to count. Why? Because you did not register, and secondly, you did not vote. Yeah. It's not gonna count. So the people who are out there doing it, it's definitely gonna count. And tomorrow when this man wins, we'll definitely say, oh, you know what, they don't cheat the election and there will be no sniper win. No, it's because I've mentally messed you guys up.
Yeah.
They psychologically manipulated people to the point of people are scared not to do the needful.
Yeah.
And but they take the lead. So there's a little bit of mago here and there, but at the same time, I think we have to own our voice. I think we have to take the balls only when we take those balls that we can be able to win or make a change. I was back home. What I saw, my mouth cannot even say it before they told me no can come. It was horrible. Have you seen the road between Douala and Biya? When you're going to Biya, let's say I'm getting to Biya, my sister, you'll get waist pain. It is so difficult to travel in that country. In as much all these beautiful infrastructures that has been put in place, especially in the southwest region of Cameroon, there are no roads to navigate.
Yeah. And that's a challenge. Yeah. That's a challenge. Right? That's a real pain.
You don't see no beauty. Things are falling apart. People are so comfortable what they see as of now. That has become the norm. The Cameroon we knew 20 years ago is not the Cameroon today. It's not getting better, it's getting worse. It's getting worse. Private sector taking over the country. People are coming onto it. Those are the people who are making the Cameroon even look a little bit beautiful for you to be able to feel like, oh, you have a country. But what is happening right now in the system? It's scary. I won't blame the youth. I won't blame people for not being able to go out to register. Because I asked a lot of questions why. I thought it was going to be something easy. No, it's not. By the time they see you, they threaten you already. They call you black leg. They call you this and that. I don't know what kind of a system we're trying to create for ourselves. I don't know what kind of power that the system has become. Because at the end of the day, remember I made a post one time and I was dragged because of a post because I said the youth people should go out and register. I don't even call back to name. I don't even say go right now, go left. I just say take your right and go out and register. Now you go decide how your country will be. Somebody dragged me on Facebook on trying to become my new to and I want to say new to another. So I had to question myself, say, oh, listen, did I ever, you know, today we cannot keep living in fear. We just get back to what we're supposed to.
Yeah.
If that there's gonna ever be a change in that country.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, I really wish that we understand a little bit more what the system is about, especially when it has to do with the political part of it. I see Barrister Agbobala put a lot of information out, and I want to applaud him for that because it's not easy. His safety is at stake. It is not easy to stand as a person and say, I want to speak the truth, I want to stand for the truth, and I want to represent my people, regardless of what is happening in the system. So he has put up a lot of information, especially on his platform. So if you guys have an opportunity, please drop by Agbobala's platform and listen to a little bit of what he has to say. And hopefully someday we'll be able to host him so he can tell us a little bit more about the political part of Cameroon, because we really need to know. We need to know. Some of us are blank. We don't even know parts of the other Iran.
Yeah, that's good, right? That's why we're having conversations like this. So some people know more, as I said, when I said earlier on, there are some candidates that I've seen before. There are some people that I've never seen, never even known that they're politicians. And at least the list has been streamed down to 13. When I woke up about 3 days ago, and when was it? On the 23rd, and they said there were 81 people contesting. I was like, wow, this is a lot of people. And that's why if you're looking at this, if you're watching this, whether you're watching from YouTube or from Facebook, you'll see it says, is the problem the fact that President Paul Biya is our lifetime president, or is it the opposition? Because if we are looking at the opposition, there are 13 candidates, which means that there are 12 others who are standing as the opposition, right? Maybe as time goes on, some people are going to cave in, they're going to merge, but again, this is already such a big distraction, if you ask me, that we have this many people that are standing against the ruling party. Opposition, again, Cameroon is said to be, it is said to be a democracy, which means that opposition is allowed to speak. But is the fact that so many opposition parties, isn't that such a distraction to the whole thing?
I think it's a process. I think it's a process. For example, you see how people submit the application for BG7. When they open something like that, a lot of people are gonna drop in the applications and stuff, and then they will scrutinize and decide to choose who paired the qualification of if you meet all the qualities of what they're looking for, and then you go to the next step. So when I saw it, I just think sometimes the country is a joke, but at the end of the day, it's just a process. Because when I saw the candidates that were that were going into the political seat of being a president of Cameroon. I even had to zoom so my picture. I thought it was my dad who died 20 something years ago because it's a joke. But at the same time, it's a process. It's a process. Which one of those have 30 million to put in? To stand as a candidate. It's a whole process, and I'm happy that they're scrutinizing the list, and they've come down to 13 now. They have to also look if the opposition party or if let's say we have four coming off of SDF who are standing in as president, then we have a field system. Because if you guys come together as a party and decide to say we're choosing one person to represent us, then that's where the system starts failing already. So it's just a lot of segregations going. It's just a whole lot of mess. But I just hope that at the end of the day, they will choose someone of integrity. They will choose someone who has empathy, and they will choose someone who can represent the country properly. Because we cannot have a president who cannot speak either English or French, who cannot also look at the other side of the country, because the country has been weighing on one side for the past 40 years. In my years of living in this life, I knew just one president, and it feels like a joke. But the country has always been looked upon as if it's a French country. That's why when you tell people that are from Cameroon, they say, "Oh, vous parlez français, vous parlez français." They always want to think that it's a French system, but that's a bilingual system. So we want to be able to have a president who will not only weigh on one side, but will be able to look at both sides and understand that this country belongs to the French and the English. And I can stand out there in out of the country to be able to represent my country properly, knowing fully well that I'm carrying a local cabinet who can understand what the system is all about. Because we don't tire.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yep, and that's why we're having conversations like this. For those of you who have joined, thank you so much. We appreciate you for coming in. And please, if you don't feel like you want to call, it's okay to share your thoughts. Again, we want to know, what are we thinking as Cameroonians with the state of affairs currently in the country? What is your thought? You can also put it in the comment section, or you can follow the link in the chat for StreamYard to join the live, or you just give a call with the number on the screen. Yeah, thank you so much, Roy Mama. Thank you for your input on this. It is, again, where we are headed, we are not sure, right? We came from a position where people were even scared to encourage others to go and register, right? Because everybody, with the struggle back home, people were so scared to even talk about the elections. So I think we've even gotten to a point where people, you just talked about Barrister Agbo Bala. I follow his platform and I follow the interview he had with Deutsche Welle, and I think he asked himself, he encouraged people then to register, and now he's encouraging people to go ahead and vote, because the truth is, if we don't get involved as Cameroonians, we are going to continuously sit and lament. There are people who say, hey, the ballot box is not the solution for Cameroon now. Whether we like it or not, the ruling power, they have the powers, right? The country is being run by people, and there is little. We've tried since 2016 to fight some of these things, and unfortunately, that struggle, if you ask me, has not taken us to a better place, right? And I think that many Cameroonians feel like that. when all of this started, we were looking for a better life for Cameroonians. We were looking for the English-speaking Cameroonians as well. We were looking for a better economy. That was the goal when the struggle started, until when it just went wayward. That's the best way I can describe it. I think it went rogue. And the way things have gone now, we're able to come together again and see. And you said something about the fact that it's a process. And my question is, if this is a process, right? How come that we have just this short while for the people that are in the opposition to even campaign? We have this short time to even be able to listen to. I have a, let me share my screen here. And again, I just went to ChatGPT. I wanted ChatGPT to tell me, hey, give me a list of the people that are running for the Cameroon elections. And let me see if I get this right. No. Can you please? Again, that's something that we need to know, right? We need to know.
I think I know about 2 people who are running.
Right.
I'm not too sure about the rest.
Oh, let me see if I'm doing this.
Sure about the rest. When we talk about time, why is it now? I think there's a lot of work that has been going on the ground. Unfortunately, we're not so focused on it per se. Because like I'll go back to Akobala. Personally, I know him and I know how much work he has put in this thing. And most of the time that he goes for those meetings and stuff like that, I know because I see him on social media and how he posts stuff. Because if you follow him, you understand how much work he's been able to put in stuff like this. So there's been a lot of work that has been going on the ground. Just like I said, we're not too interested into politics, which is something that we really have to pay attention to. If we want a better country, we have to understand how the country is being run. I know that it looks like they don't really have that much as of now. I think that list is something that would have come up a little bit early on. Let's say give them like 6 months for people to know who are the running candidates, so that they have ample time to be able to go out and do their campaigns and stuff like that. But yeah, I just believe they're doing an underground work. But yeah, the time is still really short for the candidates on the field as of now.
Yeah, that's interesting. And I was doing this. I don't know if I keep telling you people I am my own producer, okay? I am my own producer, which means that I'm running this. So I'm not sure if you're watching this. Can you see my ChatGPT?
I'm on my phone, so I can't.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see. Please, if you're watching, can you see my ChatGPT? I see I have a few people watching there.
I want to go to the U.S. election, a little bit of how it's been run. And I don't know if a system like that can be adapted. And
okay, thanks for confirming.
Properly being able to have good results. For example, when they're doing the U.S. election, they have states that if those states win, you know that the election, you know that the running team is going to win. You know, so we have the red state, we have the blue states, and we have and we have big states like Florida, Atlanta, I think North Carolina, and there's another big state. So when you see those big states when they have the highest population of either Democrats or Republicans, so if those big states win, there's a probability that the running president is definitely going to win. That's how the election. So the numbers keep coming up and they project it to the wall, and everybody's watching. I don't know what it would take for Cameroon to go through that system of election, or for us to be able to understand which are the winning states, which are the winning provinces. What did you tell me? It's not province, it's what? It's regions, right?
Yes.
which are the winning. See, I did learn. I'm a good student. Which are the winning regions? And if the southwest comes in, or northwest, or western province, or the big regions, if the put in majority of the votes, are they gonna win? It's a running president gonna win. So we really need to have those projections. Do we have a platform that projects or what is happening today, or what is happening tomorrow? How is this whole thing work? Who is running the system? Those are the things that people need to know, because that's where transparency comes in. And because the people don't know, they will go by what they have in their mind, and we cannot blame them. We cannot blame them. They've already given up. Like, we'll not again now who will win. I've seen phones coming out already with the president's picture and da. What are those phones for? Do we have to bribe a system to be able? The majority of the minds of the people who are in the system, who are voting, are older. They're from, let's say above 45 years old, so like 80. Those are the minds of the people who the system have already captured. Those papa there for 50 years, but when they give them one bottle again, don't you vote when they for what? What you for tell them about the system? What do they know about the system? Majority of the people, the intellectuals that are supposed to be there to run, they're out of the country. We've already colonized somewhere else, and it doesn't give us power to go back home and vote. So it's a lot of work for a little time. I'm telling you, it's a lot of work for a little time. I just wish that God could hear. But I think we'll take prayers. Because I remember when Obama was running for president, even my mommy did go for night vigil, right? Because Obama now, but at least they went and prayed because they knew it was a black person coming into power. They just believed it was their own son, and stuff like that. I think it will take prayers to be able to change Cameroon. I don't know.
We have been praying. We've been praying in Cameroon. Prayer is good, but there's action. Action needs to take place too, right? Prayer is a good thing, but we're going to have to. Action needs to take place, and action can only take place if we are open to having conversations like this, getting to hear people's thoughts. So yeah, I wanted us to look at again, thank you so much, Mama, for your input. I appreciate it. I wanted us to look at the candidates, like the 13 candidates that have been approved so far, right? And again, first on the list, of course, he gives us President Paul Biya of the CPDM, right? And this is what, again, remember, ChatGPT just looks at information that has been put online. So even the information that our bloggers, like the different news channels, everything that they've put online, that is what it gathers, and it gives us, like, again, I just wanted a summary of what they're saying about these different people. So, of course, we all know President Biya of the CPDM, which is, again, going in for his 8th term. And I was just looking at this. I made a video a while ago, and I'm like, hey, if for another 8th term, by the time he goes through that term, he will be 100 years old. So again, there was a bit of a controversy online not too long ago where one of Cameroon's journalists said, referring to Biya's age when talking about politics, was a hate rhetoric, which I 100% disagree with. It is not hate speech. It is a fact that anybody that is above 90 years old and is still trying to run for another, it's been natural that people are going to mention the age. So it's not because of anything. I don't think that it was on anything. So again, he says that he's the longest serving head of state in Africa. I don't know if it's only Africa. I think it's the world, right? And he's bidding for his 8th term. Then there is Issa Chiroma Bakari. These are names that we called as kids growing up. These are people that we recited their names growing up as children, as toddlers, when we're asking you. Again, he's 75, a little younger than Mr. Biya, and he's going for the FSNC party. So the Front for National Salvation of Cameroon. Okay, that's interesting. All right, and he says he's a former governor and former government minister in multiple portfolios, including communication and labor. Yes, I think when I was growing up, he used to be the minister of communication, Issa Chiroma Bakari. And he was also known to be a Biya ally who has broken away and created his own party, and they say one of his manifestos is to end the old system. So we don't know if they are moving out from the old skin into a new skin. That's why they're coming up to be presidential candidates now. We don't know. And on the we also have Bello Buba Maigari. That is another. This one I know this name, and the UNDP. That's a party that has been around for a long time as well. At least I know that one. This party I'm not familiar with it, and fault me not. It's but at least I've heard this one before. The National Union for Democracy and Progress, UNDP. So this is run. Their candidate is Bello Buba Maigari. Mon frère du Nord. I remember that because it comes from a song, Petit Pays, right? And he says he's a long-time Biya ally. So these two are both Biya allies who have broken away with the hope that they will give us something better. So he too is 78, slightly younger than Biya. Then comes I don't know. This is not the first time Makeremuna is running for president that we know, and he's 72, and his party is what Universe, also associated with Anti-Corruption Coalition. Okay, his background summarily internationally recognized lawyer and former Transparency International leader. Transparency International, at some point, these people were very strong in Cameroon. I don't know if they're still working. That was a very well-known name within Cameroon, the Transparency International. Anti-graft campaigner and former candidate of 2018. Yes, I know that he ran before for the presidential elections. Then we have also for the SDF party, which is for all of us, what we know is that SDF is one of the most popular opposition parties in Cameroon, with their former leader Nijon Fundi of blessed memory. And so Joshua OC is the candidate for the SDF. He's a longtime opposition parliamentarian and leader of the SDF, Cameroon's most prominent opposition party. That's true. And OC is a familiar face for the national stage and previous president. It's not the first time he's standing. I don't know how strong of a candidate he is. When we were younger, the SDF was big when we were younger. Now I'm not sure how SDF is faring. It's just, and one of the reasons you see me going through this is because if you look at the description of the video, I'm talking about our opposition. Is our problem a Biya problem? Is it just the fact that we do not have a strong opposition in Cameroon? Our opposition is so fragmented in a way that if many people, let's assume, right? Again, this is my thought, and you're welcome to share your thoughts as well. Remem, are you still there? You're welcome to share your thoughts as well. If you ask me, I think that if Cameroon had a strong opposition, if Cameroon had, there would have been, it would just make a little bit more sense when we're talking about elections, because elections means, if it's not elections, means say, would you go vote whether either for or against another party. But then if we don't have a strong opposition, let's say the people who are out here airing their minds, saying how much they want change. Okay, President Biya has been there for so long. We want change. Change is what most Cameroonians are calling. And even though when Biya declared that he was going to be candidate again, I think that was around July 3rd or so, he still promised us change. So I think what he said, well, if Cameroonians are looking for change, then I am here. I'm here. I'm going to give you the change you're looking for, right? That's what he said. So again, we have Eric Esonotimi. What? Nous sommes le changement. He's 43. So this is a young person. Nous sommes le changement. We are the change. His background is academic, based in New York, and writer who launched his campaign in May 2024. Okay, so this is his first time running. Promotes civil society-led reform, engaging youth and diaspora in a platform for economic and democratic renewal. So this is one of the younger people who, again, if you listen to most of some manifestos, they're calling for hey, we want to be able to bring in the diaspora more. So this is the list. There is Cabral Libil. See, I don't know this name. I've never heard the name. So this is probably a new person too. There is Leon Thila Onana. This is a new person too. Um, let me see. We have Hermine Patricia. There is Seta Caxton. Again, these are all new names. And the question now stands with all of these new names, who is leading? What is our opposition like? You get it? And that's where we stand with this thing. And that's one of the reasons I said to just come up here and let's talk about this, right? Looking at the list here, what is happening? Where are the people that are standing as opposition? And to those of you, those of us who are willing, okay, yes, we've agreed that. So even though some people say there is no need for an elections in Cameroon, what Cameroon needs, it's not ballot boxes, but we all know that that is not the decision of the ruling party. They still have, the constitution still says that there has to be an elections. So what time does the opposition have to even convince us, like tell us, bring, we've seen the different manifestos, how much time do they have to even come tell us, like, hey, this is what I'll do for Cameroon, this is what I'll do for you, to help the people, right, who are going to be voting, to even know who to vote for. And that is the challenge. Again, when I saw this, I know that we don't talk about our elections very often. We don't talk about our politics a lot. Most people bring in their political views through comedy. You will see our comedians or even our bloggers or the people, again, just our news stations. It doesn't feel like people air their minds as freely as maybe if you take, for example, let me use Cameroonians. When Cameroonians talked about the United States elections, sometimes I wish that we could use that same energy and freely talk about our own elections. But of course, we know that that's not the luxury that we have. And so, yeah, if you happen to come across this video, share your thoughts. What are you thinking? Where do you think this is leading? Do you think that, as many people are saying, that even before the elections, we already know who is going to lead this? Is that how you feel as well? Or what's your thought around it, right? How do you feel? Do you think that it is as a result of a weaker opposition, or is it just something that it's already a given that the ruling party is the winner? How does this make you feel? What is your thought around it? What is your thought around the campaigns? Which of the candidates do you even align with a little bit? Right? You don't have to come here to tell me your political party. You don't have to. This is just this is more of a question, a rhetorical question, right? As you ask the question among yourselves, like just within you, who even aligns with your values more? And if truly we say we are done, no hard feelings, we just need change, right? We just need a break from the ruling party. Who is there that can stand, and that we know will have Cameroon at heart enough to make our country better? So, yeah, that's a thought I leave you with. Let's see how this goes. I am not sure how this is going to turn out, but the truth is, we're just going to continue talking about this respectfully, sharing our thoughts, sharing our ideas, just having conversations like normal human beings do, and learning from each other, right? As I said at the beginning, I am not a politician, and I'm just another lay human being that is interested in knowing more about the politics of my country, and I just want to know who to vote for, right? So I think that is the point. That's the point of conversations like this. And I'm definitely open to more of such conversations. I'm open to getting to on any other platform to just have conversations like this. I'm open to welcoming other people that with whom we can respectfully have conversations around our politics. And yeah, let's see where this takes us. All right. Thanks again for joining. This was just an impromptu video live session to discuss after the list was released. Africam said they were going to release it. And even the fact that Maurice Kamto is not on the list, that's a whole topic on its own. Like, again, I definitely, the reason I'm not talking too much about that is because I need to read, need to go do some research and see why Maurice Kamto was disqualified, considering that he is the, when you talk about the opposition, he's the strongest based on what I read before today, hearing that he's been disqualified. He is the strongest opposition that Cameroon had, that Cameroonians had. And now that he's been disqualified, what does that mean for the opposition? Will the rest of the opposition parties come together? Will some of them go and do a coalition with the ruling party? What is going to happen? We don't know. But as to why Maurice Kamto was disqualified, I think that's something I need to read into, look into it. And yeah, we can just have those conversations and see the way forward. Okay. Thank you all so much for joining me. I appreciate it. Thank you, Roy Mama, for calling in. I do appreciate your input. And for those of you who stayed on, thank you. And yeah, let's see where this goes. Let's see what this whole elections, what is going to have, what is going to bring. And yeah, the future of Cameroon, Africa in miniature. So check out that channel on YouTube. That's a channel that will definitely be talking a lot more on when it comes to our politics. It's called Africa in Miniature. If you happen to come across it on YouTube, please kindly subscribe to it. Okay. Thanks again and have a blessed weekend. Who knows? Tomorrow's Sunday Fun Day on Facebook. We'll probably might talk a little bit more on politics again because what else can we be talking about? It's our politics. Our politics should be what is trending in the Cameroon social media space and in the Cameroon life space in ground zero, right? It's our politics. What is the future of Cameroonians? What is the future of our country? So we'll continue to respectfully have those conversations and, yeah, see what October 12th is going to do for us and see the future of Cameroon after October 12th. Thank you all so much again and have a blessed weekend. Bye bye.